Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey.
Pastor.
Hey, how are y'all?
Doing well.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, but I think this
It
is
is.
good kind of weather.
I love it.
All right. So we have another guest. We keep having guests, another staff member with us. Another person that does a ton of work here in the office. I think we would be very, 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 very lost without her. I think y'all can agree to that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's bring her in. Next guest. Let's go. Our guest is Deborah. Hey, Deborah.
Welcome, Deborah.
Hello, Deborah. Welcome.
Hey, everyone. How are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
As you are.
Good.
All right. Yeah, so Deborah is our Director of Parish Operations, which is a very big and loaded title. So Deborah, can you tell us, just kicking off with these questions, can you tell us what is typical life or day in the life of St. Matthew's look like for you?
Well, wow. There's really not a typical day for me at St. Matthew's. If I'm not dealing with multiple lightning strikes, it's bats flying around in the parish hall.
Ah.
But that's this is what I really enjoy about my job.
It's extremely varied and never boring, that's for sure.
No, it isn't, and that's what I love. You may or may not know, but I'm part of the sixth ministry pillar at St. Matthew's, and that ministry pillar is administration.
Yeah.
So generally, I'm responsible for all the financial activities of the church, the outreach center, and Bethany Cemetery, as well as the day-to-day operations of our King Street campus.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Which is a big job. You mentioned strikes, bats, leaks, flooding.
Copiers.
What else? Copiers, fire alarms, cleaning up vomit outside the front door. If we're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
And the reason for that is I work for 677 parishioners and staff, and they all range in ages from 5 months to 97 years.
Fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Deborah, I saw a list. You put a list of your tickler, the things you have to do, the weekly or the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the annually, and it's pretty comprehensive. The detail to run a church operation is daunting, and I think folks don't always remember what it requires. And you also have to do it with a smile on your face.
Well, that's pretty easy because you guys are all great, and so are the parishioners.
Aw.
Good. That's
Thanks.
good.
Well, but thank you for everything that you do.
So any success that I have had as a pastor, when I look back at the churches I've served, it was largely because of Janice at Grace in Virginia, Barbara at St. John's in North Carolina, and Deborah here in South Carolina. It's just the foundation that the Director of Parish Operations or the parish administrator provides is invaluable.
Well, this Easter season, I'll be moving into my 4th year at St. Matthew's, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope that with the hopefully easement of COVID-19, I can bring back my fabulous volunteers that I miss so much.
Awesome. So, Deborah, did you have a question for us? Sometimes we get questions.
I do. We're lucky to get lots of treats around here from our parishioners who think of us from time to time. So, Pastors and Daniel, what's your favorite dessert?
Ooh.
Whatever's in the office.
There were some very delicious mini carrot cake muffins with cream cheese icing the other day, and they didn't last long in the office. But that's hard. I really like a good brownie though. Solid dessert is a good brownie. You can do a lot of things with that. You can put it in ice cream, you can heat it up, you can put whipped cream on top. So solid choices brownies for me.
For me, it's easy. Creme brulee, hands down. Nothing even comes close. Creme brulee.
about you, Deborah?
That's hard to bring into the office though. So we don't.
Well, I have to laugh because Pastor said my favorite dessert.
Yeah.
And my favorite place to eat it is a restaurant around the corner.
Nice.
John?
Yes.
I haven't had it there.
I'm sensing a field trip. All right. Well, kind of one more wrap up question. So one of the things too is, Deborah, we know you like to read, and often we hear about the book club group that you're in. And so our question was, what are some good books that you've read lately? And maybe Pastor Eric and Daniel, y'all can chime in on this too. What are some good books that you've read lately?
Well, the recent book that we've read is This Tender Land by William Kent Kruger. It's a great book. I highly recommend it.
That's that author we read for our book group last fall or late last summer. Kelly Burbridge suggested that guy. I love to read. I just love to read, and so often though I don't get to read so much for myself. I read a lot for work, but we try to do some things. Arrange things to read for work. So some that have stayed with me recently, Hillbilly Elegy really did stay with me a lot. I love that one. This one right here, I'm telling you, I haven't read one this moving in a long time. News of the World. It is our book group for this month. We're going to talk about it later. I think it's the 25th, and it's really good. I like to read nonfiction too. So one I'm reading is Presidential Writing, the best presidential writing from all the U.S. presidents and just excerpts some of their best speeches or addresses or letters or writing. I like presidential biography, so I read some of those. But those are some of the recent ones. But News of the World is a winner.
I'm a big fan of Neil Gaiman. His genre is fantasy, but it's got a little bit of a darker side to it. So he's the same author who wrote the book Coraline was his work before it was ever a movie. It's kind of creepy, but like it. He also wrote the book American Gods, which is now a TV series. And one of my favorite books of his is Anansi Boys. So Neil Gaiman, again, fantasy. And I think what I like about his is that you take just like a regular average Joe Schmo type person who's just doing average life. And then suddenly this fantastical adventure breaks in and he finds himself or herself turned kind of in an upside down world.
I just do a lot of reading for school. So theology, ethics, history, the Bible. That's what usually preoccupies my reading time at this point.
Quite a variety there.
But thank you for being with us today. I'm so glad that Deborah joined us.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I watch you every week. It's a great series.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, you guys take care, and we'll see y'all around. And in the meantime, if any of our King Street kids have questions that they would like answered, particularly at this time about staff, or just questions in general down the road about God, life, and church, they can send those questions to Daniel, and we will do our very best to answer them. But thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deborah.
Bye.
Bye.